What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making some dragon armor using Blender, and then we're going to import it over onto Roblox Studios. Let's get into it. So first off, we had to start with a normal cube because this is just like a shoulder pad kind of armor set. We weren't going for anything too fancy. So I first make it look like a shoulder pad by just adding some vertices and connecting the faces up, so it's all nice and clean. And then I connected the extra edges by just doing Control J. Actually, was it Control J? I believe it is Control J. Sorry for seeming a bit tired today, guys, but yeah, went to sleep very late last night. Great times though. Here I use extrude to extrude out the surfaces because no one wants normal looking armor. You want to look at least a little buffed and a little rugged. Has to look a little worn and torn, And then after that, we got some, just some more edges to play around with. I did that by subdividing it in edit mode. After this, I quickly realized that, yeah, it looks kind of flat and too monotone, especially on the edges and stuff and sides. It looked, what's it called? Very blocky. And I know it's in Roblox, so Roblox is a blocky game. But I didn't want it to look too blocky where it just kind of like no longer looks correct, or like no longer even resembles armor, just like a block. So to counter that, I just did a couple of editings where I scaled down the size difference between the two areas around the corner of the armor. And here, as you can see, I'm placing some new, my bad guys, I just had a burp. Great food though for lunch. Lunch is like one of my favorite meals in the day, because actually no, I think breakfast is my favorite because I can just carb up with tons of bread. Bread is the best. Alright, moving on back to the build. So here I just put some random, or not random, I do some square blocks to represent like some gold chain armor that's holding it all together. And then as you can see there, I try to smooth shade it, but it looks very weird. It didn't look correct at all. Here I add some cones because I was trying to go for like the devil horn look where it's like super spiky and strong, but I couldn't really get it to how I was trying to go with at all, so I kind of just moved it around. Instead I went with like some skeleton bone spike armor to make it look kind of cool. I first turned off all the messages that I wasn't using. I forgot how to highlight the whole outside. There's a way to do that, but I forgot how. Here I just make them look like some spiky bone armor. As you can see, I forgot to highlight one of the selected areas. Yeah, that's not good, but hey, at least it looks decent, right? Smooth shading here looks better just because there's so many vertices that are super small and edgy that it just looks better being smooth and rounded with smooth shading. Coming in clutch. Here I just try to like make two and like separate them and make them face a little outwards from each other, which I was able to do by just rotating around the x-axis, which was really pretty easy actually. And here I'm getting the texture palette, which I was gonna go with like chainmail as like the main texture, and then a red tint to that with golden finish highlights for the side armor and the horns that would stick out. So I did this first by downloading all of them on the web because I'm a genius like that. I rescaled my main image, which was the chainmail armor piece set, because that's gonna be like the main base plate for the rest of the armor. Once I got that all finished up, I maxed it out pretty much, and then added the gold finish as for the highlights on the side. And here I copied the red tint hue and then added a new layer. I just put it over the chainmail so I can add it as a burn-in on the background, so it looks really cool. I actually really love this. I didn't even know I could do this, but that looks so sick. You have no idea how cool that looks. And then I tried to like rescale it so it looked better, but I just decided to crop it back down with Canva because it just didn't make sense. So I saved this new texture as a PNG file in my downloads folder so I can easily access it in the coming texture edit for the UV mapping. I'm realizing this now in editing, I can easily tell that that's not going to fit on a Roblox character's arm. But yeah, I didn't realize that until after, so I do have to fix that, which does take me like a solid 10 minutes of extra work that I had to do, because I had to re-UV map it, which took a while, and then I also had to fit it onto the character. Oh, because by the way, guys, this was supposed to be like a 2-piece set, so like one on the left, one on the right, you know, like actual shoulder pads. Here I'm just texturing it, pretty obvious, but I found out a faster way to texture it, where you can just texture it from the UV mapping editing window with split tabs, which is pretty cool. So that quickly solves that issue. And then here I save it as a object file, and then I import my Roblox character file. And I quickly realized, oh yeah, that's not fitting on his arm, which you can blatantly tell now because all of it's like not correct. So I have to make the arm piece a little different. I have to extrude the edges just a little bit to make the gaps a little different. Here, as you can see, the meshes weren't moving correctly. That's because I did extrude first, which did not make it look right. But yeah, after I did that, it quickly fit on to like where I needed it to be. Made it a little smaller, the shoulder pad area, just to not have as big as like in extrusion. And then here, as you can see, the whole UV mapping is all messed up because I added some extra faces with the extrude, so it looks all blurry and messed up. So the only way to fix this, I was gonna do it like piece by piece, but then I quickly realized, yeah, that's still not gonna work, just because the faces aren't coming out right. As you can see, it just still doesn't look good. Even if I thought I fixed it, it didn't really fix it. So I just had to press F3 on the object mode when I was in UV mapping, and then I had to UV map it so it looked all correct, which now it does. Definitely looks way better. And then now I have to rescale the actual golden armor pieces, because yeah, those were way off scaled because they were still prepared for the neck or other piece, which I no longer have, or sorry, the smaller piece, which is now way different. After I did that, I made the horns a little bigger, and now I believe I can join all the blocks together. And I couldn't figure out how to rotate it for the life of me to get it on the other side. But then I realized you have to set the object as to the mesh or the Roblox character, so it flips around the actual Roblox character, which worked out perfectly. So yeah, I was happy I figured that out. I made it smaller so it actually fits correctly on a Roblox character, not like super big. I don't want it to like look like a muscle man with like super big shoulders, because that wouldn't fit properly with other items in Roblox. So I made them a little smaller, a little bit more compact, and then once I found that they were fitting good, I actually didn't do this, but I should have set them to origin, but I didn't. And as you can see there, the object mirror moved a little bit because I forgot to apply the actual mirror flip, and I removed the character first, which was bad because then it forgot how to mirror flip. I don't know why. Should just remember. And then here I'm in Roblox Studios, copied my previous dummy, created a new mesh, imported the mesh ID into Roblox Studios so it can read and reanalyze it, and then I import the texture. Even though the texture is already on, you know, it's always good to just make sure it has a texture ID, so it's not just like some random texture that it kind of just generates, because I don't know how it knew, but it's okay. Here I didn't really know what to put it under for accessory, so I just put it as a neck accessory, which is definitely not a neck, when it kind of is, I guess. Shoulder pads, I guess I could have put it like body, but it would have been like not full body kind of thing, so I just put it as a neck, because neck accessories do show actually on everything, which is pretty cool. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and peace out.